This episode is brought to you by Prime XBT, #1 Bitcoin platform for active traders. So get over to primexbt.com by using the link in the description below and get up to $100 in trading money for your account. primexbt.com. I'm out of here. Holla. Yes, your boy Crypto Blood, and welcome to another episode of My Two Satoshis. It is April 30th, 2020, and I gotta give a shout out to my man Wired Sparks, one of my YouTube members, premium members. Thanks for the support, man. He wanted to hear the song Warren G, I Want It All, featuring Mac 10. So we're gonna rock out to that today. Thanks again, Wired Sparks, for the song request. And if you ever want to prioritize your song request, people, just join the crew. Join the premium members. It's only $2.99, I think, for the lowest membership on YouTube. Click the join button to get more details on that. But what's going on, people? Welcome to another episode of My Two Satoshis. Today, we are going to be looking at, evidently, someone thinks there's going to be a new class of millionaires because of Bitcoin after this halving. We're going to take a look at this article out of Forbes that discuss this. I know many people who are still chasing that high of trying to become a millionaire in Bitcoin. They've heard many stories of early investors becoming very wealthy off of this investment, this new asset class, and people are still chasing it. So maybe you still have a chance. Just maybe you still have a chance. So we're going to take a look at this article again out of the Forbes about this situation. And also, I try to, in my efforts to be unbiased here, people, in my efforts, I'm reporting on some XRP news. It looks like the cryptocurrency exchange FXcoin launches their XRP remittance pilot in Japan. We'll take a quick look at that. I know some of my XRP fans will be happy to hear me talk about that project. I can't stand XRP, people. But lastly, Daily Hodl, Bitcoin, a blow to it. Looks like the macro warning from Goldman Sachs may spell trouble for Bitcoin in crypto markets. And ironically enough, this article was put out 2 days ago, I think. So this is before the big move up we've seen in cryptos. It'll be interesting to see what they have to say about this. And you may be surprised, I'm still not a big bull when it comes to the short term on Bitcoin. Now, I know we've seen a 20% move up, but again, it's all kind of predicated on what the stock market is doing, unfortunately. So if the stock markets are up, Bitcoin will go up as well. Doesn't mean it's going to go up the same percentage wise. Bitcoin is normally going to always overrun either direction in its move. So we're not comparing percentage gains here with the equities, but we are talking about the overall direction of the markets, and they are very closely correlated with equities right now. Cryptos are. So, we have to see stocks roll over really for my theory to pan out. So we'll see. We did hit some resistance, and I put in my chat room, in the YouTube members chat room, that last night, actually, we're all talking about Bitcoin, and it was blowing through 9,000. I said 9,460 was the top. As you guys see, I said the top is 9,400, and actually I said 9,460 to be exact. And hey, I mean, that's just about where we ended up, guys. That's exactly where we ended up for a temporary high. I'm not too sure if we break that. We definitely could. My man Puppet Master said at 4 a.m. spot on my call. I don't know if this is the top, but we definitely needed to take a breather, because if not, it was going to be unhealthy moves up. I mean, we're up 20%, I think, maybe even over 20% at its peak last night. So we'll see. Again, I know Peter Schiff is coming up with some type of excuse he will have why gold is not doing much, but we saw a move 20% up in Bitcoin. Maybe I'll talk about that in another video. I'm sorry, people, unless we go back to a non-digital world, I don't see gold really doing much. It may go up, of course. Good to have some of it in your portfolio. Not saying that at all. You should definitely have some gold and some silver. But at the end of the day, come on, guys. We all know we're looking for the biggest return on our money. And I think cryptos, you're going to get the biggest return with a lot of volatility. Of course, there's always trade-offs, but you're going to get the biggest return in Bitcoin yet again. It's going to outperform gold and precious metals yet again on the next wave up. So we'll look at this article out of the Daily Hodl here in a second too. But before we start, if you guys find these types of videos informative, make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and click that bell to receive more videos like this. But let's take a look at this heat map. You would have thought Bitcoin was in a bad situation right now, but not really. I mean, like I said, it's up tremendously since the last time I did a My 2 Satoshis video. It's down right now though 1.5% to 87.43. Ethereum is down 2.6%, but above $200 at $211.09. We had a long position on that closed earlier today. Really good move for us on that trade. XRP hit hard, 5.7% to 21 cents. We've got EOS hit hard as well, down 5.8%. $2.83. Litecoin down 4.1% to $46.78. Binance token down 1.6, or I should say 2% right now, $17.13. And it looks like Tron is down 6% right now. So a small pullback in relation to the move we had going up. And as we look here, guys, I showed you in the my YouTube Telegram room, we hit that to a T. Look at that. Bounced right off that red line that I drew. This was actually drawn many months ago. We did hit that, and we also bounced off of this area as well. So now we have to determine what's going to happen here. The market needs to determine what's going to happen. If we're going to breach this area and head back lower to maybe this level, or we're going to stay above here and try to build more momentum heading higher to try to test this 9,400 area again. But that's all trading is. There's no magical solution, no magical indicator. It literally is just support and resistance lines and trend lines drawn properly. That's all you have. That's all you need. I'm gonna be honest with you. That's all you need. Yeah, that's where we are right now, guys. Big move up. I did not think we were going to breach this 7,900 area, but we slowly did, and it was almost like a short squeeze. Then it turned into a FOMO move upwards here and just kind of blew us out to the upside pretty violently. So let's go ahead and take a look at the first article from Daily Hodl. Bitcoin macro warning from Goldman Sachs may spell trouble for cryptos and Bitcoin markets. So it says that in a new warning on U.S. equities from Goldman Sachs could spell trouble for Bitcoin and the overall cryptos market. In a note to investors, the financial giant says that the 5 biggest stocks in the S&P now hold a whopping 20% share of all benchmarks overall market cap. That is crazy. Similar shifts were reliable indicators of a major market downturn in 1990, 2008, 2011, and 2016. A tweet from Bloomberg said that sharp declines in market breadth in the past have often signaled large market drawdowns. A narrow breadth can last for extended periods, but past episodes have signaled below average market returns and eventually momentum reversals. Another significant stock market plunge may not bode well for Bitcoin either. Recent analysis from Coinbase explains why Bitcoin crashed alongside traditional markets last month, even though it often acts as an uncorrelated asset. So I think Coinbase was listening to me, had to been, because I think I was one of the only ones for many months now talking about how Bitcoin crypto markets are very highly correlated with the equities markets, and that I was using that as a barometer to figure out whether or not cryptos will head higher or not. So when we saw the move down from the coronavirus, that was like the icing on the cake to let everyone know at that point that crypto markets were correlated with the equities. And so the article goes on to talk about how a lot of these trades were leveraged anyhow, where only $1 of real value was backing $2 to $3 of borrowed value. So when markets crashed, these leveraged positions were in jeopardy of becoming insolvent and being forced to close, furthermore placing premium on the US dollar. The general sell-off, combined with a massive deleveraging event, resulted in an immense rush for cash, and this includes Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. So like I said, if you've been following me, we've already gone over this so many times before in the past, and yes, I agree. I think that is a reason why we should still be very cautious here, even with the move up in Bitcoin. I don't give you trading advice, I don't give you financial advice, but if you had the opportunity to ride this up, taking profit wouldn't be a bad thing at this point. At least something off the table if you're an active trader in crypto. Even though I think we're going to head lower, I don't think we're going lower than 3,000 at extreme levels. I think over time, though, Bitcoin is going to be yet again the #1 outperforming asset class on this earth. So you do the addition. And so next article, again out of the Daily Hodl, Looks like Tokyo-based crypto exchange FXcoin is gearing up to launch a remittance pilot base on the crypto asset XRP. It plans to add additional cryptocurrencies to its trading platform in the coming months. It's also looking to create new products designed to bring more utility to the world of cryptocurrency. One of the first test pilots is a domestic and international remittance product that uses XRP to power transactions. FXcoin senior strategist told Cointelegraph, "We will proceed with the demonstration experiment of domestic remittance and overseas remittance through XRP, and finally global cash management, corporate finance, and trade. We would like to expand the range of applications to fields such as finance." The company has not revealed whether it plans to utilize Ripple's XRP-based cross-border protocol or product, ODL. So I had to just throw something out there to my XRP fans. There you go. There's some good news for you. XRP to 5,000, right? But all jokes aside, I still think that XRP is just not going to be able to gain the traction that so many fanboys thought. These companies that are using them will eventually just capitulate and utilize the government-run platforms that are building all over the globe. I mean, here in the United States, we have FedNow. That's a project that's going to be basically upgrading the ACH infrastructure to allow pretty much instant settlements of all transactions within the United States. So once that rolls out, which I think is going to be in 2024, once that rolls out, it's going to expand and eventually probably take over or expand into the SWIFT system of some sort. So I just don't see long-term XRP having that much traction. I don't see them taking that much market share from anything governmentally rolled out. They're basically trying to be a competitor in that space against the governments, against the central banks. So that's even more of a reason why I don't see XRP really making that much traction. Just being honest with you guys. Last article, I know you guys want to hear about this, becoming that millionaire, that Bitcoin millionaire. The next Bitcoin halving might create a new class of Bitcoin millionaires. Since Bitcoin's inception in 2009, the halving, also known as the halving event, takes place roughly every 4 years. During the halving, block rewards are cut in half, which in turn limits the supply of Bitcoin. One mining company co-founder said the theory is that there will be less Bitcoin available to buy if miners have less to sell. So from a supply-demand perspective, if Bitcoin supply decreases and the demand for Bitcoin stays the same, then the price of Bitcoin will increase. Secondly, if Bitcoin supply decreases and the demand for Bitcoin increases, i.e. institutional investors, millennials, okay boomers, etc., looking to capitalize on the hype, then the price of Bitcoin will significantly increase. And I agree with that too. So I think I agree with both of these scenarios here, to be honest with you. And so here's a nice chart that illustrates the different halvings that we've seen in Bitcoin. And as you can see, the first one in November of 2012 shows us what happens after the halving. And it accelerates big time. It doesn't happen right away. And in this case, we did see a nice increase prior to the halving as well. But that could have been because of various reasons unrelated to the halving. If we take a look at the second halving that happened in July of 2016, we also saw Bitcoin start that move up ahead of the halving. But then after the halving, we really saw a slow move higher. So 365 days or a year later after the halving, Bitcoin went from 500 all the way to 2,500. And then from there, it accelerated even higher. So that could, spell good news for Bitcoin. Bitcoin billionaire Tim Draper believes that the price of one Bitcoin could rise to $250,000. Former Goldman Sachs hedge fund manager Raoul Pal predicts that the price of Bitcoin could hit $1 million within 3 years, and Silk Road founder Ross Ulbricht predicted that it could hit an astronomical price of $333 million per Bitcoin. Now that's crazy right there. More Bitcoin millionaires may materialize because of this. So this one guy who actually did become a millionaire from Bitcoin, he's basically saying that math-based currencies like Bitcoin will eventually supplant sovereign notes. Another guy who was a CEO and founder of a cannabis business said that he believes that the stimulus package will only strengthen the U.S. economy, and substantial market growth can be witnessed 2 to 3 months after Bitcoin halving event. And of course, we can't forget, even outside of the halving, we can't forget the Federal Reserve and what they're doing just stealing massive amounts of money from the middle class and lower class individuals in this country and around the world. Honestly, they're going to have a big impact on Bitcoin long term as well. So there are a number of variables that this article, I really want you guys to check this article out and read it. There are a number of variables that's going to make Bitcoin at least hit 100,000 in the next 5 years. You can't really give an exact date because there are so many moving variables, but if you zoom out and look at this from a very high macro perspective, all the evidence points to Bitcoin going through a very parabolic, yet another one, a parabolic move up. That's what's going to happen in my opinion. What do you guys think? Do you think you will be a part of this millionaire class of Bitcoin owners, especially with how irresponsible central banks are handling this pandemic and trying to print over it? Instead of letting market forces reset, cleanse out, and start over, they're just adding more money on top of it. So I think at some point you're going to see a repricing from the halving and also from all this money printing. Really may push Bitcoin up well over 100,000 sooner than what the stock to flow model states. So why not just have a little Bitcoin, get you at least one if you can, get you a half a Bitcoin something, and you'll see it really appreciate. And the altcoins, not all of them, because I think most will go away, but you're going to see even more gains from the altcoins. But let me know your thoughts on all three articles for today. And shout out to my YouTube premium member, Wired Sparks, for the song request, Warren G. I want it all. And if you found this video informative, make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and click that bell to receive more videos like this. I'm out of here, people. Holla!
So if you plot a lick and hit a bank.